Good morning, folks. Really excited to be here today. I know it's early. I appreciate you all showing up. I hear that we've had some taxi issues this morning, so appreciate you getting here. And we're going to talk a little bit about as the SVP and GM of the storage business, I'm really excited to talk about our HPE storage innovations, and a lot of that is enabled by our hybrid cloud strategy. And so we're going to tie that all together. And really hopefully show you guys how a combination of what we think is a very comprehensive storage portfolio and our hybrid cloud by design infrastructure really gives you the kinds of outcomes that you're looking for to fuel your business and connect your enterprise. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, but it's really critical to understand the differentiated GreenLake cloud platform that our hybrid by design solutions are built on. The platform spans private cloud, edge, to the colo, all the way to the end of the public cloud. It's built on an optimized infrastructure of compute and networking. Our unified data platform that you're going to hear a lot about, our Alletra MP platform, is a disaggregated architecture that delivers a shared everything architecture for the delivery of data services. And it's really the foundation of what you're going to hear is our block, file, and object data services deployment on a common architecture. Additionally, we have HPE runtime software that delivers containerization. You heard yesterday our announcements around our VM Essentials, so I think by now you've heard a lot about what HPE is doing there. And then from a hybrid cloud operations perspective, everything from orchestration, cloud management, observability, AI ops, and data lifecycle management really allows you to bring this whole picture together. It's all buttressed by enterprise services. So whether you're looking for flexible financial and operational models, and whether you want to self-manage, consume managed services, or combine with a rich set of advisory services, the GreenLake Cloud Platform is an end-to-end platform to enable your connected enterprise. And it's really the foundation of the way we deliver our data services. And I think you'll see how that's really accretive over the course of the presentation. So, one of our basic tenets for the cloud platform, is fundamentally to make on-prem IT as simple and agile as public cloud, and to enable public cloud to be as well governed, as on-prem IT. And, and when you think about what we've done over the course of the last so many years, we've been very intentional as we've built on the capability via key acquisitions, OpsRamp, Morpheus, and Zerto to enable discovery and observability, optimization, and the ability to provision, protect, and manage seamlessly across the connected enterprise. It's really what hybrid by design is all about, and it's this idea of any cloud, any location, and being able to connect that in a seamless way. And you'll see how that fully enables where we're going from an innovation perspective, the way we're going to continue to evolve and deliver AI solutions into the future. So how do we unlock AI? A seamless hybrid by design is at the heart of our connected enterprise. And what really enables that? It's important to it's becoming even more critical as we enable our connected enterprise to support of our AI journey. So when you think about AI, you really need to connect your enterprise from cloud, public cloud to private cloud and on-prem. If you can't do that, if you can't move data seamlessly, if you can't bring the data and the workloads to where they most effectively reside, you're just not going to be successful. So regardless of where you're at on your AI journey, leveraging a well-designed hybrid cloud and networking infrastructure to enable real value and connectivity is absolutely critical to enabling the digital highway that lights up your enterprise. AI doesn't operate in isolation, though. It needs access to diverse data sets and computing resources from cloud, on-prem, and edge environments. And that's why the hybrid by design journey and a robust network infrastructure are so key, critical to your journey. 68% of enterprises say hybrid and multi-cloud will play a major role in Gen AI. We see AI as the ultimate hybrid workload, and the AI lifecycle spanning the edge where inferencing happens to the public and private cloud where model training happens. This is why it's so important to have this connected environment. Additionally, Gen AI is driving private cloud adoption and is driving the need for cloud rebalancing. 83% of enterprises plan to move workloads back to private cloud from public cloud. So this convergence of hybrid and AI is a tremendous opportunity for us to redefine how innovation happens. AI is the ultimate hybrid workload, and hybrid is the dominant model for IT. Fundamentally, hybrid will redefine how bringing innovation and bringing together application developers, data engineers across on-prem and edge and public cloud. It'll accelerate the deployment of AI-powered solutions at scale. And at the middle of this convergence is data. Data is the fuel that will propel businesses forward, enabling them to deliver innovation, make better decisions, leverage AI to its full potential, and streamline operations to make organizations more agile. But there are challenges. This shift brings challenges. As the leader of the data management and storage business, I look at the challenges of hybrid and AI as a data problem. After all, data is the fuel for AI. The demands of consumers are increasing to meet business requirements, all while IT teams bring more systems back online, back on-prem. GreenLake helps enterprises manage the complexity to unlock the full potential without sacrificing manageability and security across your connected enterprise, and allows you to deliver enterprise workloads and meet your data requirements. So what do consumers want? We've talked about the increasing demands, but the demands of consumers, it's all about the data. From the app developer to the data scientist to the ML engineer, they fundamentally want the same things. They want global and consistent access, the ability to collaborate, the integration of business process workloads, seamless data mobility from edge to prem, on-prem to colo, all the way to the public cloud. And so why is it so hard to deliver? Data visibility. Data is siloed and geographically and technically diverse silos. We're dealing with multiple formats, lack of flexibility to use different protocols. Security, difficult to secure multiple services across different providers. Sovereignty is a particular challenge. So we have 3 strategic imperatives to overcome these challenges, and they're very fundamental, they're straightforward. One is to unify data for all consumers regardless of location and the underlying protocol. 2, to mobilize, protect, and recover data automatically across the hybrid cloud. And 3, drive a consistent and highly efficient hardware architecture across all solutions managed as a fleet. And we're going to talk a little bit about the way that we leverage the Alletra Storage MP architecture to deliver block, file, and object, to deliver unparalleled TCO and sustainability benefits for our customers. So first, to unify data across locations and the underlying, independent of the underlying protocols, we have the Emerald Data Fabric. It solves the unification challenge by enabling multi-protocol access across heterogeneous environments with a single global namespace. This breaks down silos, enabling data sharing and supporting dynamic movement of data required by analytics and AI workloads. This is a fundamental capability that will help light up, in particular when we talk about the MPX 10,000 later, our data lake strategy and our AI strategy. EDF fundamentally unifies multi-protocol data sources across heterogeneous and multi-geographic environments, enabling the deployment and development effectively. Second, we need to mobilize, protect, and recover data automatically across the cloud. This flexibility ensures that the data remains accessible wherever it is, without the risk of data loss or compliance issues. The power of GreenLake and its ability to protect data, ensuring security and compliance while delivering agility needed to scale workloads dynamically. This enables organizations to optimize their cloud strategy by leveraging the best of both worlds. public cloud scalability, and on-premise control. When you think about reducing the loss from downtime, cyber outages, cyber attacks, outages, and disasters, we lead with Zerto. Let's take a deeper look at how we protect your mission-critical data from all of those risks. Zerto not only does it deliver seamless mobility and heterogeneous mobility, it delivers best-in-class continuous data protection, enabling RPOs of seconds and RTOs of minutes. And this level of protection assures businesses that their mission-critical data are secure and accessible and recoverable. This gives you the assurance and the confidence that your data will always be available. So the threat is real. It's really not a question of when, it's a question of, or if, it's a question of when your organization will be impacted. We've introduced the Zerto Cyber Resiliency Vault to address that very risk. CRV is fast and secure. It's a full stack solution that combines isolated recovery, secure data vault using unique zero trust architecture. This is a fully redundant, fully air-gapped physical solution that delivers immediate recovery capabilities, as opposed to vaulting into a public cloud where it may take days or even weeks to get your data back. So it's really about delivering the peace of mind, knowing that your data is protected, it's recoverable, and it's resilient against the evolving landscape of cyber attacks. And finally, delivering a consistent hardware architecture across all solutions managed as a fleet. You're starting to hear a lot from our competitors about disaggregated architectures. This is a very different thing than a monolithic shared nothing architecture. This is a disaggregated shared everything architecture. And it offers, in the end, and we'll talk about this, unparalleled TCO and sustainability benefits. And it also provides the foundation for us to deliver the kinds of the block, file, and object capabilities and data services seamlessly into your enterprise. A lot of our competitors talk about it, like I said, but the truth is not a single system on the market can do what we do today. We've completely disconnected the controller throughput components from the capacity components. Every workload has a different and unique capacity and performance requirement. So instead of having to buy separate systems to meet your varying needs, you can buy a single system and configure them as you require. This drives cost and availability, cost and efficiency benefits because you never have to buy more capacity to satisfy throughput or more throughput to satisfy capacity. We achieve this by decoupling through an internal fabric, the components through an internal fabric. This means storage teams have the complete choice to design their performance and capacity to perfectly map workload requirements to their design and infrastructure requirements. So why is this important? It translates into huge benefits for our customers, and it's the foundation for the data services that we deliver to you. First and foremost, there's zero over-provisioning. The flexibility of the architecture allows for design to be mapped to actual usage. This, as I said earlier, eliminates the need to overbuy, to overconfigure, which leads to 40% benefits in cost savings from a TCO perspective, and enables up to 45% less energy consumption. The energy footprint that we can achieve by this simplification and this optimization is further compounded when you consider that it's all flash. It takes up just a fraction of the data center space and power of traditional spinning disk systems. And fundamentally, this disaggregated approach, we drive both economic and environmental sustainability, making us the ideal choice for modern data center-centric businesses. I want to spend a little bit more time on sustainability. And I want to highlight our commitment to our customers around sustainability, which is at the core of everything we build. Now that we've unified our portfolio onto the HP ElectroStorage MP platform, we've completed this transition to a modern and sustainable architecture. This transformation exemplifies the convergence of innovation, performance, and security, all while addressing today's ecological challenges. It's eco-designed from the ground up, optimizing storage space, enhancing sustainability, and achieving the best performance to energy ratio. So at this point, I want to cue up a video of Alan Harper from Shawbrook to help show the power of the storage solutions in the GreenLake platform. You'll be hearing from Alan in person here a little bit later, but he has a very powerful story. They're a great customer, and I'd like you to watch the video.
Our ambition at Shawbrook is to unlock the customer experience. We want to be able to serve our customers better. We want to make use of technology as technology is evolving and bring digital to life for our customers. Shawbrook Bank is a specialist lender within the UK, and we're sort of born out of the financial crisis. We found a lot of the big banks were unable to serve more complex customers, and that became more of our sweet spot. It's valuable for any industry, but particularly with the financial industry, we're under a lot of regulation. As you can imagine, rates are changing consistently. We have to adapt to that. We have to update different websites that have our savings product as well as the products themselves. About 5 years ago, it was very difficult to get the same type of technology that was being invested in cloud. Now, hardware manufacturers, especially HPE, have really invested in their bread and butter. GreenLake is very much giving us our visibility on premise, but we're looking at GreenLake for other possible solutions as well. We've migrated all of our production work stack across to the new server and storage, and we noticed that some servers were not running as fast as we expected, and we were able to use the console, the GreenLake console, and we could actually narrow down and pinpoint the application that was running on the server that was causing it to run slow. Just as a result of us upgrading and getting that latest visibility from our estate, we're able to just make continuous improvements and see the advantage that GreenLake can bring us from that. Cloud Sensible basically gives us the optionality. It means that we are not automatically go into cloud first. It means that we are able to take a step back and use a very pragmatic approach as to where workload should run from and systems should run from. Zerto was a bit of a golden find. We sat down with our HPE executives and we explained that we then have another recovery method in our arsenal. They said, hey, have you seen this product? It gives us the ability to protect our workload, to restore our service and bring all the systems back online. We're experiencing a latency of less than 5 milliseconds across our SQL estate, which is second to none, and it's all part of the package that we got with the Alletra and HPE storage that we worked with HPE to design. It just gives us that flexibility now where we're not having to go all in cloud or all on-prem. We will continually serve our customers, but we're also able to stay really nimble, and our cost to spend ratio is only 38%, and for a bank, that is pretty leading world class.
Well, I don't know if we really warned Alan that he was going to have to watch himself on video, but he is here. He's just as good looking in person as he is on the video, so you're going to hear more from Alan a little bit later. So I'm super excited to announce the Alletra Storage MPX10000. I mean, if you were at Antonio's keynote yesterday, you heard a lot about it. We've had, the press release has been launched. This is something that we've been working on, for the last couple of years. We've been working really hard to unify our storage portfolio. Many of you know that are HP consumers, we had quite a few different arrays out there over the last several years. We've unified on the Alletra Storage MP platform, in particular, the GreenLake for Block, but that now we've rebranded, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. That was the first step in bringing a unified storage experience from a structured data point of view. And we deliver file on top of our Alletra MP platform, and now we're delivering object on that same platform. So this is really taking us forward down that path, and this unified data platform brings together all of those protocols under a single architecture and a single, and it standardizes across the, standardizes our delivery of data services across structured workloads, AI applications, and modern applications. So fundamentally, with we have this consistent architecture with multi-protocol support. It's enabled by a single operating model. Businesses can optimize their storage strategy, reduce complexity, and accelerate data-driven outcomes. And it's really all about the outcomes. And really ensure that you're always ready for what's next. So as we discussed the HP Electrostorage MP-X10000, it's engineered by HPE from the ground up. It's built on a key value store. And it's really designed to deliver the fastest object storage solution in the market. It's designed for data-intensive and object environments. And it really targets critical workloads like data lakes, active data lakes, modern data protection, and ensuring enterprises can efficiently manage and protect their extensive data estates. With the focus on speed and efficiency, the X10000 achieves up to 20-to-1 data reduction, significantly optimizing storage usage. Additionally, it delivers up to 6 times faster performance compared to other solutions, fully empowering organizations to handle the growing data demands with ease. The solution is further enhanced by the collaboration with our leading partners. So we're coming out of the gate with support from Veeam, Commvault, and Cohesity for the data protection solution. It really ensures seamless integration to support your data protection strategies. Our partnership, additionally, with NVIDIA is truly exciting. We're taking the performance to the next level with our partnership there. We're leveraging direct memory access to optimize GPU utilization that ultimately results in improved bandwidth and lower latency. And that's all going to happen over the S3 protocol. So you probably have heard a little bit about other partners that are doing this. I fully believe we'll be first to market with this capability, and you can expect that innovation in the near future. So we talked about block, file, and object. We just introduced object. We continue to offer a GreenLake for file storage. It's really aimed at accelerating AI adoption. Delivers 2 times the performance density of previous releases, 4 times the capacity, 50% less power reduction. It's built on a proven reference architecture, and it's fully validated, AI optimized. And we've leveraged our NVIDIA collaboration there as well to get the certifications, the DGX BasePod certified, OVX storage validated, that ensures that our storage delivers the performance and capabilities that AI-hungry workloads require. Now onto our block solution. It's kind of where it all started, right? If you think back to a few years ago, HP had a lot of platforms in the market, and I think you're seeing, if you're a partner in the room or if you're a customer, our focus over the last year has been on our block solution. And I want to clear up any confusion. Previously called the GreenLake for block, I think affectionately called Alletra MP. Fundamentally, just so there's no confusion, Alletra MP is the underlying architecture. GreenLake for block, originally called GreenLake for block, but now called Electrostorage MP, the B10000, B for block, kind of makes sense, right? So it's our new naming convention, but it still delivers an AI-driven, cloud-like experience for on-premises with unmatched scalability, performance, and resilience. So this has been our flagship offer over the last 18 months. And it's literally the fastest growing storage platform ever delivered at HPE. So we're super excited about the kind of data outcomes that we've been delivering for our customers, and we're just going to continue to innovate on that platform. So with 100% data availability guarantee, it's the go-to solution for your mission-critical apps, where downtime is not an option. Unlike our competitors, we ensure zero data loss as a standard benefit. And then I think Patrick's going to talk a little bit about this, but it's truly AI-enabled, delivering radically simplified self-provisioning in minutes. It empowers our line of business and database admins. It slashes provisioning time by 90%, 98%, radically simplifies installation and upgrades, and then all buttressed by GreenLake to simplify and streamline operations. So as we talk about, optionality from an HPE perspective, we have multiple deployment options, and we started initially with the B10000. We've been working to expand deployment flexibility to address the diverse needs of our customers from edge to cloud. We initially launched with a hybrid cloud connected model for on-prem deployments. You can see that there in the green on the left. This is fully managed by GreenLake for seamless integration. And next, we delivered our public cloud storage solution on AWS. And this is software defined, leveraging AWS storage for true hybrid experience. This week, we announced another innovation. And this is, we've been listening to our customers, listening to our partners, and this is an absolute critical piece of what we're bringing to market. And this is an option for completely disconnected deployment. The model's fully disconnected, it's air-gapped, it's a secure solution for highly regulated markets. It consists of Alletra Storage MP hardware and data services delivered on a dedicated GreenLake cloud platform. It's offering the same cloud-like management experience. You have zero trade-offs. You have all the same great benefits. It's just managed without an internet connection. So we're really excited about that. Many of our competitors may have an on-prem solution, but it's going to be a subset of functionality. I think we've had solutions like that in the past. This is the full DSCC experience. Patrick's going to walk you through a demo a little bit later, but it's on-prem and truly disconnected. Now, in kind of rounding out the offerings from a storage perspective, it's important, we worked hard over the last couple of years to transform the ownership experience. And we recently announced Timeless. We came out with this in Las Vegas in June, but it's an ownership program that enhances investment protection for consumers purchasing, our block, file, and object solutions. It delivers always modern, simplified, worry-free ownership experience, easily upgradable, non-disruptive controller upgrades, all-inclusive software, 100% data availability guarantees, and the non-disruptive controller upgrade, in particular, really negates the need for forklift upgrades and complex data migrations. It can save you up to 30% over traditional upgrades and can be significantly more beneficial based on the capacity that you deploy. So now I'd like to welcome Patrick Osborne, kind of shifting the program. He's our SVP of products for the Storage BU. He's going to walk us through our AI-enabled management capability. He's going to do an interview with Alan, which we really appreciate Alan participating here. And he's going to show us the flexible deployment options we have for our storage technologies as it relates to private cloud consumption. So Patrick, thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming this morning. We have a lot to talk about, some very exciting innovations that Jim walked through. So one of the things that we talk about is we've had a storage and data management conversation. So we talked about block, file, some of the new products that we have around object with the Alletra MP X10000. And this is all built on our disaggregated architecture. But what we're finding is that customers, right, are moving away from specialized IT roles, right? No longer having a compute team, a networking team, a storage team. We're moving to application architects, right? Cloud architects, right? And so how are we addressing this? What we're doing is we're designing workload-oriented systems, right? It starts with the data, which is obviously very foundational, has a lot of gravity around it. But what we want to do is provide systems that are hybrid in nature, that allow customers to get very concrete SLAs for their workloads on a fully integrated, fully tested, cloud operational model managed set of private cloud solutions. So how do we achieve that? So first of all, many of our customers deploy workloads, what we call mode 1 workloads, right? Bare metal, virtual machines, databases, and we have an offering that's built on Alletra Storage MP, right, with our Compute ProLiant, our networking systems, and that's called Private Cloud Business Edition, right? So it allows customers to very easily manage the entire stack, You get visibility through your compute, networking, and storage infrastructure, very easy to provision VMs. And so we do that in an HCI format, server-based, and we do that in a disaggregated architecture, okay? Secondly, for customers that are taking a look at some of the newer style of workloads, we call Mode 2 workloads, right? Usually deployed in containers, they run in Kubernetes, often streaming analytics, now machine learning and AI deployments. And so what we have is private cloud AI, right? So this has a different runtime environment, but again, compute, GPUs, you've got unstructured data storage. And so what we're trying to do right now is take the complexity out of the platforms, right? So customers can take their resources from focusing on compute, on a dedicated backup team, to now becoming more application architects and cloud architects. And so by doing this, we're delivering a really easy turnkey experience, right? So when you think about some of the foundational work that we've done around file and object, we've completely upscaled this into what we call a private cloud for AI, right? This is a system that we co-engineered with NVIDIA to allow you to essentially get to a very fast, what we call first time to inference, right? So you're talking about a deployment in 3 clicks. If you had to assemble this by yourself, this would take months, if not quarters, for you to do this. But so we take all the complexity out of that, allow customers to be able to deploy, do things like RAG workloads, AI and streaming data analytics pipelines. And so for us, this is a turnkey cloud for AI success. They come in small, medium, large, and extra large configurations. And so this is some of the examples of what we're doing to really take the complexity out of the IT infrastructure. Easy to manage, easy to deploy, well-known workloads sized for your performance, all managed through the GreenLake Cloud Platform. And so one of the things that we get from this is an easy on-prem management experience, right? So you can deploy, monitor, and manage all of your on-prem virtualization stacks. You've got one-click upgrades, right? So when you think about upgrading all of your compute nodes, all of your networking, all of your storage, right? We take all the complexity out of that. I was just talking to a customer yesterday about this. They're going to deploy this worldwide in over 400 sites because they love the fact that they can manage this from one point, right? A cloud control operational model. It's all delivered as a packaged solution, right? And they can lifecycle all of the hardware and all the components of the stack for them very easily. So they have a very small team managing extremely distributed global deployment. So pretty cool solution, one experience. And one of the cool things is that for your VMs, in this case here, it's a hybrid use case, right? So you can run PCBE on-prem, and then using the GreenLake Cloud Platform, in this case, our PCBE portal, you can enter in your AWS, your Azure credentials, and be able to deploy and manage VMs in a hybrid manner with things like data mobility, your VM visibility throughout the infrastructure. So very powerful in terms of how we manage this and deploy. So one of the things that we announced yesterday, which is super important, the world of virtualization has gone through quite a year, right? I'm sure everyone's aware of sort of the situation around the economics in this area. And so one of the things that we announced at Discover Las Vegas was what we call HP Private Cloud and HPE Virtualization, right? We just acquired a great company called Morpheus, right? They're a fantastic cloud provisioning and cloud control plane that deals with VMs, Mode 1 workloads, bare metal databases, but also in the world of Kubernetes for these type of applications. And so now we're doing, that's coming with an alternate hypervisor technology, right? And that's called VM Essentials. And what we're doing is that we offered that and brought that to market as part of our private cloud enterprise product set in the Discover timeframe. And yesterday we announced that we'll be providing this as standalone, right? So customers can take a look at this technology starting in about a month. And we're also going to build this. So you heard me speak about our private cloud business edition, right? We're going to start to build this hypervisor technology into our workload private cloud offerings, right? So it's pretty cool in terms of what you get with VMware today, right? Very easy to manage, easy to provision. You get to see visibility all throughout the infrastructure. We're going to provide the same experience in our platforms, whether you're going to be deploying that on a server, right? ProLiant and Alletra. We're going to be offering it later on in the calendar year next year on some of our workload-oriented systems. So pretty cool. And this is going to allow customers to really cut down on cost, right? And to be able to, retain cost and be able to take those dollars and invest them in other areas that are, very strategic to what you're doing, right? Many customers right now are looking to deploy projects in AI, hybrid cloud, and beyond. So what we're doing is we're going to provide this alternate hypervisor technology, VM Essentials, for you to help save costs in the coming years. And so one of the things that is really important when we talk about storage, when we talk about private cloud, when we talk about private cloud for AI, with the storage, the Alletra Storage MP and what we're doing in the portfolio is this is one management point. So we're really, really confident, and we have literally tens or hundreds of thousands of customers for storage that are deployed on GreenLake Cloud Platform. So this is our cloud operational model here. We've got fleet management, intent-based provisioning, deployment and configuration, real-time insights. So it's really the place where all of our customers go to see all their physical assets, to see all their virtual assets, to be able to get insights. So it's a very powerful platform for us, and we're going to continue to deploy innovation in the GreenLake Cloud Platform. In particular for storage, we call it the Data Services Cloud Console. So it's great, and the numbers don't lie, right? So at this point in time on GreenLake Cloud Platform, we're managing over 2.5 million devices. We've got 650,000 users of the platform. In storage alone, we're managing almost 9 exabytes of data through GreenLake Cloud Platform. So it's a very scaled experience. You get to learn from other folks in the community, right? So it's a really interesting paradigm where we send back telemetry, for example, and we're able to use that to the benefit of the entire community that are using these products. So it's a great management model. You get all the best of the cloud operational and the cloud consumption model, but wherever you want to put it, right? On-prem, cloud adjacent, in the public cloud, okay? So very cool, very cool. And this allows customers to go faster, right? Quickly to deploy. We talked about the workload-oriented systems, easy provisioning. You can manage it from everywhere, right? I gave the example of 400 data centers around the world being managed by one single pane of glass, one cloud portal that can be accessed from your desktop. You can actually log in on your mobile phone, on your iPad. So it's pretty cool, and allows us to do a lot of things that IT folks don't like to do, right? Upgrades, physical life cycling of equipment, helping out with automated support cases. So it's really cool. So I've talked about this platform. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring up my demo here, and we're going to show you what it looks like, okay? So I love giving demos. Let me just get this set up here. All right. So when you go to greenlake.hpe.com, this is what you see, right? So this is your universe of HPE when it comes to GreenLake Cloud Platform. You have everything from data services, compute, Aruba Central for networking, OpsRamp, private cloud, right? All these really great things that you can go and manage all from one single pane of glass, all from HPE. You can also see all your system information, some of the things you've done in GreenLake financially, so it's pretty cool. So we're going to drop into our Data Services Cloud Console, right? And this is going to give you a rich set of services based on your storage and data management, right? So you see here, we talked about PCBE, we talked about block storage, we've got disaster recovery in here, and you'll see some new services here, specifically object storage, right? Object service, we'll get to that in a second. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how we can deploy an SQL database both on-prem and off-prem in the public cloud in AWS, right? So here what I have is I've taken the Alletra Storage MP operating system, okay, and I've deployed a virtual SDS cluster up in AWS, right? So this is a fully running block storage service in the public cloud. It's the same as what we would run in the data center, right, on Alletra MP. And what I can do is I can say, I want to go deploy a new database. So for example, I'm going to put this on GreenLake Block Storage for AWS. I'm going to make it a type SQL server. I can add in, all of my capacity, a number of things here. I want to replicate it, and I want to take snapshots. And I'm going to be able to choose the system. Actually, I can choose it manually, or I can have the system using intent-based provisioning to find the best system for this, depending on the capacity and the performance requirements. So I can do that automatically through APIs as well, too. So we support things like Terraform, et cetera. And so I'm going to go deploy that. I'm going to enable QoS, right? Don't want to eat up too many cycles up in AWS. It's going to cost you a lot of money. And so I can review this and I can submit. So now you're going to see SQL database. All of this is run from the GreenLake Cloud control panel, right, with my AWS credentials. So my entry point is all managed through GreenLake, right? But I get visibility and the ability to provision out in the cloud, which is pretty cool. So now I can see all the attributes of my database that's running out there. I've got some active I/O going on the system. And see here, I've got things like data reduction, right? One of the things that we find in the public cloud is that from an economics perspective, right, it can be very expensive for high performant, high capacity workloads. So our solution, just like our Alletra MP on-prem, it does data compaction, right? Therefore, increasing your performance, saving your physical and virtual footprint, right? Overall cost savings for you. And now I can see, I've got a bunch of capacity. Now I can monitor the performance and see how that's running up in the cloud. So pretty powerful in terms of what we're providing for hybrid use cases for database. You can do this for VMs. You can do this for your own applications. I talked about AI ops, right? So we are able to provide a super duper rich and differentiated experience, not just for storage, but also being able to take a look at your entire application, right? So we correlate your app through your hypervisor, compute, networking, and storage, and allow you to do some pretty cool stuff. So in this case, right, this SQL database that I have, essentially, I've deployed this in the cloud. Now I have a database that's deployed on-prem, right? So who's ever gotten a call as an IT person and they say, my database is slow, right? Yes, okay. My application's slow, my database is slow. Kind of a difficult problem to go troubleshoot, right? But we get those calls all the time. And so what we see here is we can see a full topology view. That database, SQL database, the VM it runs in, the hypervisor, the data store, the host, the volume, the system, right? So you can get really actionable, clear insights into what you're doing. And so I can take a look at, okay, you said your database is slow. Let's go take a look at, and then also you ask the next question, did you do anything? No, I didn't change anything, right? Okay, so it's a classic story as old as time. So what I can do now is automatically, right, we can generate reports based on latencies, right? So I can see a high variation of write latencies that have taken place on this database, right? So something has changed in the workload, for example. I can also highlight on a time-based a metric, workload drift insights. And so these alerts, right, you can take a look at them in real time. They can also be generated for you. And then you can also we provide some recommendations on remediation, right? You can move the workload. You can amplify the resources for that workload. You can increase the quality of service on those volumes. So it's pretty cool stuff. So now I can see what I have going on in Data Ops Manager. And so in those two use cases, so we deployed a workload into the cloud. We could take a look at all of the AI ops for that specific database. And now what I can do is, let's say you're heading into holiday season, you're retail, right? I want to increase the amount of applications or workloads or databases for, to be able to keep up with traffic on Black Friday next week, right? And so what I can do is I can plan some workloads. I can say, I'm going to go deploy a new workload. I can enter in the characteristics of that workload. I can take a look at what those parameters will be. And then what I do is I get a set of recommendations. Boom, green check mark. You are clear to go. You can add 2 databases, 4 databases, and then we will also give you some suggestions on where to place those workloads and how that's going to perform for you in the future, right? So lots of different experiences for you to find on the Data Services Cloud Console and GreenLake Cloud Platform. The only way that we can deliver this, right, is through our cloud operational model, okay? Using AI Ops and all of the insights we provide in the Data Services Cloud Console. So it's pretty cool. Now, the MP X10000, right? We just announced this, right? This is a great platform for unstructured data. And so if you recall back to the beginning, I had an object service, right, that showed up now. So you can take a look at your physical assets, you can take a look at your applications, you can deploy block, file, and now you can deploy object, right? So now we have a physical system here, right? I can take a look at. So this is the object service right here. I can say, hey, listen, I need to deploy some new S3 storage for my system, okay? For a set of analytics applications. So I can create a bucket. I'm gonna see the list of buckets that I already have deployed and how much capacity they're using. I can give it a name. I can provision it to a specific cluster in a system. I can also add metadata. So when we talk about data enrichment, you can add your own custom metadata schema, right? In this case, I'm going to add a metadata field called data type, so I can track what kind of data is being ingested into my S3 buckets. And then boom, I'm going to review that and create it, right? So you see here IB Analytics, right? So now you've got a bucket set up for one of your your analytics applications that uses S3 as a backing store for high performance object storage. So a really cool set of experiences that we have here. You can see now that this has been deployed. You've got a number of objects. This is your daily growth rate. I can do some capacity trending on those buckets. So really, really cool set of experiences that we have that show all the protocols. It shows how you can up-level that into a private cloud system, and then how you can get visibility from the entire stack through your infrastructure, making it really easy to deploy and very easy to manage for our customers, okay? So that was a lot. I love doing demos, but it really shows you the power of what we're doing with the GreenLake Cloud Platform. And so to kind of bring this home, I'm going to invite Alan up to the stage. Alan Harper. Let's give him a big round of applause. And so this is so Alan and I did this at Discover. So this is the sequel, right? So Alan, you want to introduce yourself?
So I'm Alan Harper. I'm the Director of Corporate Technology at Shawbrook. I've been at Shawbrook for about 8.5 years now, and I look after the on-premise infrastructure, the end-user compute, application support centrally, and the CTO governance side, so fairly busy there.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So you've been an HPE customer. How long? What are the types of products you're using?
So we've used HPE since the bank was created back in 2011. We were traditionally using Blade servers with 3PAR. We went through a couple of upgrades to them, and then this year we moved across to ProLiant Gen 11s with Electra MP.
That's awesome. So when you started this journey, what were some of the things that led you to HPE and decisions on deploying some of the things you're doing right now with MP and Zerto?
So the situation came out of an incident. So we had an incident with our 3PAR last year, and in the midst of a crisis, that's sort of where we started seeing the real partnership of HPE coming through. So we then designed with HPE a solution around what we wanted. We said what we wanted. They came back and said, we believe this can do it. And one of the outcomes from the incident was our board turned around. We invoked our board turned around and said, well, okay, but now you've got all your eggs in one basket. What happens if something happens to that data center? And then that's where you guys say, hey, have you looked at Zerto? And that wasn't the main use case for you guys for Zerto. It was more around ransomware. But this actually gave us the ability to have in a tertiary DR scenario. So we're replicating our VMs across to different sites. We can also use it from a regulatory perspective as cloud exit, should we need to. And we're seeing really good RPO from it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you have, so like most of the folks here that are involved in IT, you had to do a migration, right?
Yes.
From 3PAR to Electra MP. Everyone loves data migration, never. But how did it go, right? Because I think it went pretty well.
It went really smoothly. So from the point of us finishing the design in January, the kit all arrived in March, and we had migrated all of our estate, which is around 700 VMs, in 3 months.
That's awesome.
with no issues.
That's great. And so, we talked about some of the products and, how we've deployed them, but sort of like the why and the how. So like, how did that, manifest itself in some of the business outcomes for you?
So we've seen brilliant business outcomes, as you saw from the video, from a SQL perspective. We're sub 5 milliseconds, so the database guys are loving us. We're able to actually use the GreenLake dashboard to see if a VM isn't performing as well as it should. There's an underlying process that's hitting it. We found it with some of ours. We're able to identify that process, kill that process. We've also been able to repatriate some of our cloud workloads to on-premise, and just by doing it from one of the specific workloads, the ROI over 3 years actually pays for the new server and storage. And then Zerto on top, we done a DR test last month, and the RPO was around 6 seconds, and we was able to fail over within 10 minutes.
That's awesome. So no calls from the database administrators?
No,
okay.
Although sometimes it can mask a bad code on the database.
So when we met about a year ago, at the bank, the strategy was sort of a cloud-first strategy. Have you guys rethought that?
Yeah, so we're starting to use the term cloud sensible, and what we're using with that is we're guided by a set of principles now, and we evaluate all of our workloads, whether they're on-premise or within the cloud. We then can decide, should they stay in the cloud, should they be brought on-prem, or vice versa, and we're able to utilize a lot of different tools in our arsenal now, rather than just automatically going to the cloud.
Yeah, and I know we talked about, from a roadmap perspective, providing some of the demo that I did today on AWS. We're going to be bringing in other cloud providers as well too. Is that something that you'll take a look at in the future?
Yeah, definitely. So that, along with the VM Essentials, everyone's obviously aware of the hypervisor situation, and we'll continue looking, and we're looking at the AWS piece. We've started expanding out into AWS again from a hybrid multi-cloud strategy, and then we're starting to see what we can leverage on top with HPE in that area.
That's great. That's great. So it wouldn't be an IT conference if I didn't ask you about AI, right? So what's the do you have plans? Are you investigating? How's that going to shape the future strategy for the bank?
So AI is obviously playing a part everywhere. We have to be careful with it because we're regulated. We need to make sure we keep control of our data. Our colleagues, they're using Copilot, so from a simple perspective, Copilot from a development and a colleague experience. But we're also starting to look at technologies now that can integrate to public data about a company that we're looking to invest in or to lend to, and get all the information from that automatically, and it helps our underwriters be able to make decisions a lot quicker. That's
awesome. That's great. Okay, so last question. What's next? Like, if you think about 18 to 24 months from now, any asks for the engineering team, or what are you looking for from HPE and into the future?
So we're working with HPE on a separate project that we've got going at the moment. We're looking at moving one of our data centers, so we're looking at what different options there are from a GreenLake perspective, from all the different tiers, and we're going to continue looking at our hybrid multi-cloud and what can be repatriated back on-prem now that we're able to make use of Electra MP.
That's great. That's awesome. Big round of applause from Alan. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. What a great story. Thanks, Alan. This is great. We're going to do version 3, the sequel at Discover Vegas, right? So that's going to be awesome. So I'd like to welcome Jim back up to the stage, and we're going to talk through some other exciting parts of the presentation.
Thanks, Patrick. That was awesome, man. Really good stuff. Hopefully I talked a lot about kind of the theoretical side of it, and you really saw the practical side of it with the demo, and Alan really helped bring to life some of the value that we can bring. So I want to introduce, switch gears here and bring out Charlie Tunley, who's the UK IMEA channel sales leader, and have a quick conversation about our partner ecosystem. Charlie, come on up. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Yeah. So,
to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, this is awesome. I mean, everybody's hanging with us. I know we're probably running a little hot here, but we're going to take our time anyway. I appreciate you being here. Our partners are absolutely critical to our success. I mean, our ability to deliver the kind of outcomes to our customers really depends on, our products and our services and our partner capability and our partner ecosystem. So tell us a little bit about your role working with partners.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. So I'm responsible for our partner business across the UK and Ireland and the Middle East and Africa. And our role is really simple. It's to make it easy for our partners to work with HPE and to work jointly with our customers to solve complex problems.
I appreciate that. And I think I don't want you guys to leave with the perception that Charlie's our, that Alan's our only customer. But Charlie, you worked with ShawBrank quite a bit. Like, tell us a little bit about the engagement you had there, because it's an HPE element, but our partners played a role.
I think everyone wants to be associated with
Alan.
Alan.
I mean, Alan's the star here today.
He's the star of the show. I joined HPE about 9 years ago. When I started at HPE, I was fortunate enough to be working with Shawbrook. So we worked on the 3PAR and Blade System project back in, I think it was 2017. We worked together for a couple of years and did some really cool projects together. The interesting part about this story for me, though, is that the partner that was involved in that project is the same partner that is involved in the projects that we're working on with Alan and with the Shawbrook team today. Not only is it the same partner, but it's the same account manager. So I've obviously moved on, done lots of different roles within HPE, but there's a real point of consistency here into Alan and his team that's providing advice on a day-to-day basis. And so I think what this shows is that we create really long-standing relationships here at HPE, but with our partners as well. And I think the Shawbrook example is a great example of that. And from a personal point of view, it's really rewarding to see it all come, full circle over the period of the 9 years.
That's fantastic. I mean, just having that consistency and that ability to really be there, through the whole life cycle of a product line and really see them into the next generation. That's incredibly powerful. So, the partners in the room, I'm sure we have some partners in the room, and we have a lot of customers. Tell us a little bit about the partner program and the value to them.
Yeah, sure, Jim. So our partner program is called Partner Ready Vantage. Just to put it really simply, it's award-winning and industry-leading, our partner program. We incentivize our partners to invest in their partnership with HPE to learn our portfolio, and we reward them for investing in that partnership. We offer comprehensive training on the latest trends and technologies. And actually, unlike many of our competitors, we want our partners to be successful in their own right, to build their own revenue streams and businesses. And our partner program, which is called Partner Ready Vantage, is set up to do exactly that. So I think what you can expect as an HPE customer or partner is to not only work with the best technology and the best people, but also an industry-leading partner program as well.
It's really about the ecosystem then, isn't it? Right?
That's right, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I know what's some of the feedback that you're getting about, from our partners about our storage strategy? Because, those guys they're gonna carry out the strategy, they're gonna deliver. Talk to us a little bit about what you're hearing.
Our customers and partners have a lot of choice, is what I would say. I'm sure Alan or any other customer would tell you that they get approached by multiple organizations every day that can talk about how they can solve their problems, save some money. It's a really, really crowded marketplace. And so for our customers and our partners, the feedback that we're getting is we love the simplicity of the story. Our storage strategy is very, very simple, and I think ElectraMP has been a complete game changer for that. It's very simple, but it has lots of depth and lots of capability, and that is also, of course, welcomed by customers and partners. I think long gone are the days where you've had to remember lots of product names and product families. We're delivering with our partners with a simple message. ElectraMP grew 400% last year. I think you talked about it being, very, very fast growing, and we're doing that because we've got great capability and we're winning together in the market.
Great. I think our story is building, and we're super excited about it, and we're really proud of the engagement we have with our partners, and I appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me,
Charlie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. So let's bring it all together as we kind of wrap up. And when we think about the HP GreenLake platform, it's really the ability to deliver this, the flexibility to your hybrid estate. Whether you're looking at customer managed or you want to leverage our professional services for deployment, or you want to leverage our fully managed services, you can rely on over 1,200 partners. You can over 100 plus validated ISVs. You have economic choice from a CapEx, OpEx, subscription model. You have this breadth of capabilities across the whole spectrum. And that really helps bring it all together. But at the core of this and the underpinning of this is our core storage technology that we absolutely drive to be best in class and best in breed every single day. And I'm super excited about what we've been able to announce this week. I'm very proud of the teams that were able to deliver it. And you can expect to see many more innovations over the course of the year from HPE. And I look forward to working with all of you. So finally, I do want to ask you, or can we go back one? I'm sorry, I hit click twice. There's a couple of sessions that I would point you guys at as we wrap up. One is going to be a deep dive on the Alletra storage block system, and that one's at noon today. And then the other one is on the X10000 and the unstructured platform, and you're going to get to go a deep dive into exactly what we're bringing to market there. So I would encourage you guys, and that's at 2:30 p.m. So take the time to do that. And I want to, just wrap this up and say thank you. I really appreciate your attention. I know it was early. Hopefully you've had a great show. Continue to have a good day today. Have a great night. Be safe, and really appreciate your time today. Thank you.